Keir Starmer faces scrutiny over defence spending figures. Sir Keir Starmer is facing serious questions regarding his proposed increase in defence spending, according to the Conservative Party, after a cabinet minister admitted that the Prime Minister's figures were misleading. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister pledged to raise the defence budget from 2.3% to 2.5% of GDP ahead of a crucial meeting at the White House with Donald Trump on Thursday. During a Downing Street press conference, Sir Keir claimed this increase would mean an additional £13.4 billion per year for the armed forces. However, economists at the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, quickly challenged his calculations, arguing that when compared to current spending trends, the actual increase would be only £6 billion per year. By Wednesday morning, Defence Secretary John Healey was forced to admit that the Prime Minister's claim of a £13.4 billion increase was misleading. Speaking to the BBC, Mr Healey stated that in real terms, the figure would be something over £6 billion, and added that the definition of defence numbers can be interpreted in different ways. Shadow Defence Secretary James Cartledge criticised the government, saying the announcement had unravelled in just 24 hours. He pointed out, "It now appears the actual figure is just half of what Keir Starmer promised in Parliament today. If Labour is serious about strengthening our armed forces, they must be honest about the real numbers." The controversy deepened after IFS Director Paul Johnson accused the Prime Minister of playing silly games with numbers, claiming that the figures were totally inconsistent and measured against different benchmarks. Meanwhile, Ben Zaranko, an Associate Director at the IFS, suggested the increase in spending was closer to £6 billion, rather than the £13.4 billion cited by the Prime Minister. He remarked, "As a minor note on what is a major announcement, the Prime Minister has followed in the footsteps of the last government by announcing a misleadingly large figure for the extra defence spending. An additional 0.2% of GDP amounts to around £6 billion, which is the same as the cut made to the aid budget. Yet he has claimed a £13 billion increase in defence spending." Zaranko added that without further clarification from the Treasury, the £13 billion figure only makes sense if one assumes that the defence budgets would have otherwise remained frozen in cash terms.